Hey, blues fans, you found us and we're glad you did. Time for another episode of This Week in the Blues. It's our weekly take on blues history. I'm your host, Jimbo Big Train Madsen with the blues band Big Train and the Loco Motives. We're your favorite blues nerds. So let's take a look and see what happened this week in blues history. Harmonica wizard and singer Darrell Nulish was born September 14th in 1952 in Dallas, Texas. Now, growing up in Dallas, Nulish was surrounded by blues and soul music at an early age. He said, "My dad and mom used to take me to these honky-tonks sometimes when there would be live bands on Sunday afternoons. Jimmy McCracklin and Freddie King were early favorites, along with a kid in the neighborhood named Jimmy Vaughn. You might have heard of him." He said one of the best bands, the Chessmen, used to practice down in the park around 3 blocks from my house. He said I would ride my bicycle down and watch those guys play. Chicago blues harmonica player Rhythm Willie was born September 15th in 1910. Now, Rhythm Willie appeared on 16 issued recordings between 1939 and 1950. Willie was first advertised in Chicago newspapers in October 1938, where he was often touted as King of the Harmonica, or the Harmonica Wizard. He uses the harmonica in its simplest form, its cleanest form, and it's strongly influenced by clarinet intonations. Another Chicago blues harp maestro, Snooky Pryor, was born September 15th in 1919. Pryor helped pioneer the now common method of playing amplified harmonica by cupping a small microphone in his hands, along with the harmonica. While overshadowed at first by some of the other higher-profile Chicago harp players like Little Walter and Junior Wells, Pryor has finally begun to receive the full credit for the mammoth role he played in shaping the amplified Chicago blues harp sound during the post-war era. And here's another Chicago blues harmonica player. I'm talking about Billy Boy Arnold, who was born September 16th in 1935. He's a self-taught harmonica player and has worked with blues legends such as Johnny Shines, Otis Rush, Earl Hooker, Howlin' Wolf, Muddy Waters, and many others. In the early 1950s, he joined forces with street musician Bo Diddley and played harmonica on the March 2nd, 1955 recording Bo Diddley's song, "I'm a Man," released by Checker Records. In 2014, he was nominated for a Blues Music Award in the Traditional Blues Male Artist of the Year category. The King of the Blues, B.B. King, was born on September 16th in 1925. King was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1987 and is one of the most influential blues musicians of all time. He introduced a sophisticated style of soloing based on fluid string bending, shimmering vibrato, and staccato picking that influenced many later blues electric guitar players. King performed tirelessly throughout his musical career, appearing on average at more than 200 concerts per year up into his 70s. Now, in 1956 alone, he appeared at 342 shows. Chicago blues harp player Eddie Burks was born September 17th, 1931, near Greenwood, Mississippi. Burks was the 14th and youngest child in a family of sharecroppers. Now, when he was a child, one of his brothers was actually lynched by the Ku Klux Klan. After moving to Chicago in 1946, he worked in a steel mill and at first didn't play the blues because of religious beliefs. He frequently played on Maxwell Street Market in the late 1960s and 1970s, and also worked as a sideman with the likes of Eddie Shaw and Jimmy Dawkins. Up-and-coming blues guitar player Hector Anchondo was born on September 18th, 1979. He won the International Blues Challenge in 2020 in the solo duo category. Now, he's been nominated for a variety of awards, including a BMA for Best Acoustic Blues Album, a Blues Blast Award for Best Acoustic Guitarist, and Best Acoustic Album and an Independent Blues Award for Best Acoustic Blues, all in 2021. His most recent album, Let Loose Those Chains, debuted at 11 on the Billboard Blues charts. Blues maestro Louis Myers was born on September 18th in 1929. Myers co-founded the Aces, who backed both Little Walter and Junior Wells. Though he was certainly capable of fronting a band as both a remarkably versatile guitar player and harmonica player, Myers will forever be recognized first and foremost as a top-drawer sideman and founding member of the Aces. After a few years with the Aces, Louis Myers left in 1954, and he played with Otis Rush, Earl Hooker, and many, many more. Blues saxophone player Gene Dinwiddie was born in Louisville, Kentucky on September 19th in 1936. Now in 1967, he joined the Butterfield Blues Band and remained there until 1971. It was also during the 1960s that he was a member of the James Cotton Blues Band and worked in the 1970s as a session musician for B.B. King, Greg Allman, Melissa Manchester, and Jackie Lomax. In the 1990s, his work as a session musician continued and can be heard on Etta James' track, Stickin' to My Guns. Blues and jazz piano player Jelly Roll Morton was born on or around September 20th in 1890. Now, this band leader and composer was of Louisiana Creole descent. Morton was jazz's first arranger, proving that a genre rooted in improvisation could retain its essential characteristics when notated. His composition, Jelly Roll Blues, published in 1915, was one of the first published jazz compositions. Now, he also claimed to have invented the genre. Now, at the age of 14, Morton began as a piano player in a brothel. He often sang smutty lyrics and used the nickname Jelly Roll, which was slang for female genitalia. Go figure. Well, blues fans, we just covered some of the highlights here. Now, if you want to know more about these artists or other things that happened this week in the blues, be sure to follow our social media pages, or just go out and visit our website at bigtrainblues.com. Now, we'll have a brand new episode next week, and it's going to be a good one. We'll cover Blind Lemon Jefferson and Junior Wells, among many others. You won't want to miss it, so we'll see you then.